Good evening. I'm David McNary. Welcome to the June 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Hyde Park Zoning Board of Appeals. Will each of the members of the board confirm that they are alone and no one is present that may influence his or her vote? As called, please respond if you're alone. Just raise your hand if you're all alone, please. So say we have that. I have confirmed with the Zoning Board's counsel that tonight's meeting has been convened in accordance with New York State's Executive Order 202.1, which suspends certain provisions of the open meeting law to allow a municipal board to convene a meeting via video conferencing. The public has been provided with the ability to view and participate in tonight's meeting, which is being streamed on the town's YouTube channel. I've done a roll call of the board members and there is a quorum present for this meeting. I've also confirmed with the zoning secretary at this meeting has been duly noticed. We'll now commence with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, under God, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion for the approval of the minutes of our last two meetings held on May 26th and June 9th.
Motion.
Is there a second? Second, John, thank you. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Motion carried. All the minutes are approved for those two meetings. Our first agenda item is Courtney Sir Germain, represented by Scott Roble, and I think Mr. Kroll and Mr. Germain are also present. This item is an application from Courtney St. Germain regarding the property on 6 Birchwood Terrace in the neighborhood zoning district. The applicant is seeking the area variance to change the front yard setback from 50 to 33 feet, the side yard setback from 20 to 19.75 feet, and the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 17.25 feet. In order to allow the expansion of an existing garage and the renovation of an existing porch to a mudroom. I wonder if we could have some discussion on that and some presentation. Good. Can you let us know what's going on here?
Scott, are you also on, or?
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is.
You want to take that one, Scott, or you want me to
Sure.
take it?
So you can see in the lower left is the existing house as it is now with the one-car garage. And it's actually, there's a enclosed car breezeway that has been converted to a mudroom at some point in time. The plan is to demolish both the garage and the breezeway to construct a new, larger 2-car garage with living space on the 2nd floor.
Okay. And can you move it down so we can see the okay. So you're asking for a variance. Could you explain that for us, Scott?
Yeah, so currently the one-car garage is 12 by 20. So we're looking to increase the depth of the garage by 4 feet to make it 24 feet deep. We're also looking to widen the garage by another 12 feet. So the new proposed garage would be 24 by 24.
Okay, so the variance you need is, can you explain that? When you point out the variance that you're showing on the map on the lower right side of your picture there.
Yes, so the front yard setback from the front yard property line would be 33 feet to the proposed garage. That should align with the existing garage.
Mm-hmm.
So we're only we're increasing the non-conformance on the front yard, and then also on the side yard. Here we go. So by widening the garage to 24 feet, we're going to be about 3 inches inside the 20-foot setback of the side yard. Okay. And then on the rear, because we're growing it by an additional 4 feet to the rear, we would be also reducing that 21.3 to 17.25. So we're requesting an additional 4 feet roughly, for the rear yard setback.
Let me stop for a minute because I neglected to open the public hearing formally. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open the public hearing.
Is there a second?
second,
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So go, okay. I'm sorry, Scott, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so we're asking for a front yard setback to the face of the garage, side yard setback of, I think, about 3 inches, and then a rear yard setback to 17.25, which would be 12 feet 9 inch change to the rear yard setback.
Okay. You anticipate any as I'm looking at the house now, let's see, north, I'm not sure which way is north. Okay, I'm looking at Birchwood Terrace. If you're looking that way to the left side, what is the property on the left side?
We're talking about the Thomas DeSalvo property.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Yep. So there's a slight hill just past the driveway that goes down to a kind of a wooded area between the two properties.
okay. You anticipate any major change in terms of in this construction, trees or other things needing to be taken down?
No. Currently, just to the right of the garage, where the garage is going to be widening, there is asphalt driveway. So we're going to be replacing that asphalt driveway with the new wider 2-car garage.
Okay. Let me ask, any other information that we should have on this?
I don't think so. If there's any other questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sure,
Can you put the screen back up? So didn't you say that the existing breezeway will be demolished and it'll just be a bigger garage, which I understand, but on the top picture, kind of the new shot, I do see a modified breezeway between the house and the garage. So wouldn't that mean the garage is, I don't know, I think if I heard right, 12 foot wider, but then the breezeway looks like it's still there?
Yes, the breezeway, what we're assuming is that it was originally a breezeway at some point in time, and they enclosed it, turned it into a mudroom. I don't know what the foundation is of that existing breezeway. So we are going to demolish it and rebuild it to make sure that there's a proper foundation underneath it. Because we want to put a second story on it, we're going to be adding additional load, and I want to make sure that that it's built properly. So roughly, basically, the new garage is going to start in line with the existing garage and then extend 12 feet wider.
So the breezeway itself is not any wider than the existing?
It is no wider now.
Okay, the reason I asked, you said demolish, you didn't, not to be technical, you didn't say demolish or renovate. I just thought it was gonna disappear, but it's not disappearing, so.
No, we're going to demolish what's existing and then rebuild.
So you'll take down both the garage and the breezeway,
Correct.
rebuild everything.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Agarwal, any other questions?
No,
Okay. Ms. Moss, any comments from your perspective?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Mr. Logan?
Just to note that this doesn't need to go to county planning and you don't need to perform secra.
Okay. Mr. Donnelly, any questions on your part?
Yeah, so you mentioned that there's going to be a living space up there. Is that, do you know what that living space is going to be used for? Is it extra living space for the family, or is there other plans to make it like turn into a rental property?
No. Right now there's 3 bedrooms on the second floor. We're going to be accessing a new master bedroom above the garage through one of the existing bedrooms.
All right.
Mr. Perkins, anything from you?
No, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Schleppe?
I have one question. I noticed in your application that you indicated that this would stop leaks of oil and things like that.
Mhm.
Are you thinking of just a two-car garage for the family? Or are you thinking of doing auto work for pay?
No, that was simply, right now, one of the vehicles is parked in the driveway. So by widening the garage, making it 2 bays, that second car can be put in the garage. And so if there are leaks, they would be managed in the garage as opposed to on the asphalt.
Okay, not for auto repair for as a business or anything. Good.
Nope.
And the second question I have is, have all of the neighbors been notified? And does anyone have any concern that you know of?
I believe all the neighbors have been notified and no one has reached out to the homeowners.
Okay,
Mr. Crowe or Mr. Jermaine, are there any, have you heard from any of your neighbors about the project?
If you guys don't mind, I'll take that one.
Sure.
So mailers did go out. I'm not sure how far out they went in the neighborhood, but the immediate neighbors did receive something in the mail, at the very least to attend this meeting. And all of the immediate neighbors, with the exception across the street, because I just bought the house, I haven't really met them yet, have seen the renderings and the plans, and we've gone over them to kind of encourage transparency and, just go over what we're trying to accomplish here. So, there hasn't been any pushback, just really just support for the project.
Mr. Teschler, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I notify all neighbors within 150 feet of the property line in all directions. So anyone that would be interested in speaking about this would have registered to speak. And as far as I know, Neil can confirm this. No one has registered to speak tonight for the public hearing.
You are correct.
okay.
Are there any other questions from any of the board members? Ms. Moss, anything? Mr. Logan, anything?
No.
Okay. All right. From Mr. Cross, any other comments or any other thoughts that we should have in terms of the project?
Not really. Just my wife is a lifelong Hyde Park resident. I've been in the Hyde Park area the last since 1998. And our family's growing, and we giving the housing prices right now, we're thinking that this is probably a better approach than uprooting the kids and
Yeah.
even if we're to do a local move within Hyde Park. So we really appreciate, we really put some hard work into this. I think Mr. Rober really hit the nail on the head here. We did make an active effort to try to make an aesthetically pleasing addition. Something that we think that would blend nicely with Hyde Park, and that's all we're really trying to accomplish here.
Good. Well, it sounds like an exciting project. There being no other comments, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing at this point. Jim, a second? All in favor?
Aye.
This public hearing is then closed. The ZBA will accept written comments on the application for an additional 7 days, which can be sent to the ZBA board office at Town Hall or emailed to the ZBA secretary. This ends the discussion on this item. The applicant should know that we will be waiting for 7 days for any written comments. And then we will have a resolution accepting or denying this proposal on July 14th. And so we hope to complete that. Thank you very much for coming. It sounds like an exciting adventure, if you will. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the next item. It is the Newberry application. Is Mr. Newberry available?
Yes, I am.
Hi. This is regarding your property on 1019 Violet Avenue in the neighborhood district. You're looking for an area variance to change the front yard setback from 50 feet to 26 feet. and to allow the construction of a garage. I need a motion to open this public hearing. Jim, a second, please.
Second.
Paul is seconded. All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? This public meeting is open. Mr. Newberry, can you describe the project for us, please?
Well, what I'm looking to do is, I'm not sure if anybody can probably see my cursor, probably not. But
Are you
because of where my house is and my driveway is located, I would like to put a garage basically down at the lower section of the driveway.
Okay.
Yes, and that circled area where I would be 26 feet to the front corner off of White Oaks, 38 feet to the back corner, plenty of front and back clearance with neighbors and everything. But there's a stone wall inside that circle, and this section of driveway here is where I would like to have my garage entrance.
So are you entering off of 9G or off of White Oaks?
That's my question.
Off of White Oaks.
Okay.
My house is only 18 feet off of 9G.
Okay.
You know, if the house was further back in the yard, of course, I wouldn't have probably much of an issue with the drive or a garage further back in the yard, but.
Okay. All right. So you will be entering off of, is it Scott Avenue, Scott Street? What's the street?
White
White
Oaks.
Oaks.
White Oaks. I'm sorry, I wasn't even close. Okay, off of White Oaks, you'll be entering there. The garage itself is located in the circled area, or is it behind the house?
It's actually a little bit right center of the circle area, and off the driveway in the yard. Inside that circle, you'll see what looks like almost a Nike hash mark type of thing. That is a stone wall.
Okay.
And the garage is going to go almost right up against that as far as I can get it to that, but then back into the yard.
Okay.
Not on the driveway itself.
Okay. Okay. So you'll be coming. Will you have a new entrance off of White Oaks then?
No, I have an entrance off of White Oaks already, but to enter the garage, it would be easier to come in off of 9G.
Okay.
And then straight into the garage from there.
Okay. All right. Ms. Moss, any questions from your perspective?
No further questions unless you have any for me.
Okay. Mr. Logan?
Just note for the record that this also doesn't need to go to county planning and it doesn't require an environmental review.
Okay. Mr. Agwal, any questions from you?
None.
Mr. Donnelly?
Yeah, well, you asked a lot of my questions, but Dave, but I just have one question. So you're entering the garage from White Oaks. Does that mean the doors are going to be facing like White Oaks, or the doors going to be facing 9G?
The doors are going to be more facing 9G. The side of the driveway, the side of the garage will be facing White Oak.
Okay.
It's just the way the driveway is set up.
No, yeah, and probably it looks aesthetically pleasing to have the doors facing the same as the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
The garage will not be connected to the house?
No, it'll probably be about 26 feet off the house, somewhere, maybe not quite that far.
Okay. Mr. Perkins, any questions from your perspective?
Just one. I always look at these at parcel, Dutchess County parcel. And Dutchess County parcel seems to have about maybe 7 vehicles, maybe 9 in the picture. That before you moved in there, or are some of those still there?
The black Jeep next to the pickup truck is my daughter who's visiting. The blue Dodge is gone. It's in the backyard. The maroon Dodge is my son's. He was overseas. He's come back home, but he hasn't gotten his truck yet.
Okay, well, like I said, there's somewhere between 7 and 9 in the picture that's in the,
There's a trailer.
maybe one of those is a trailer, yeah.
That's a trailer.
Okay.
Okay.
All personal vehicles, though?
I have 2 registered vehicles. My wife has 1.
Okay.
As far as automobiles, I have 2 registered trailers,
All right.
which is
Thank
one
you.
reason I need a garage.
Mr. Sleppy, any questions from you?
I have two. The main one, I find it difficult to envision how your driveway is on White Oaks when it looks like it's on 9G. But regardless, you've had this driveway for a while. Have you had any problems with line of sight when you're getting in and out of the driveway?
No, occasionally I have to cut back the brush on the corner of 9G in White Oak, but typically no issues getting in and out.
Okay.
So,
Okay, and also,
go
are
ahead.
there any major trees that you have to cut down for this?
No,
Okay,
So once again, you will continue to enter, let me make sure I understand. You're going to be entering off of 9G or off of White Oaks when you come into the garage?
if I'm coming into the garage, I would typically pull in off of 9G. If I come in off of White Oak, which is above the 9 and the 198
Right.
feet, I could pull up and then back into the garage.
Okay. All right. You'll have enough room to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Good. Are there any other questions? Anything else, Mr. Newberry, you'd like to add for us as we consider this?
No, just I have a couple of cover pros that have been up since I moved in 4.5 years ago, that I have a lot of things that need to get into the garage. They're getting damaged. The cover pros are not holding up very well. They're torn, ripped. So every time it rains, things get wet. And I mean, they're not in a great place as far as where I could put a garage. They'd be much closer to 9G than I would be to White Oak right now. But I would love to just get what's in them into the garage and in order to start saving and preserving some things of my father's that are getting ruined. But
Good.
and that would help clean up the yard a little bit as well.
Good. Any other questions from anybody? Then could I have a motion to close this public hearing?
So
Jim,
moved.
a second, can I have a second, please? Don or Paul? All in favor? Raise your hand,
Aye.
please. Opposed?
Oh, no.
This public meeting is closed. Mr. Newberry, we're glad that your son is home. We thank him for his service. And we thank you for your support of him on that. The ZBA board will accept written comments on the application for an additional 7 days, which can be sent to the ZBA office at Town Hall or emailed to the ZBA secretary. This ends our discussion on the item this evening. We will, at our July 14th meeting, Mr. Newberry, we will have a resolution of accepting or denying. I can't tell you what that is at this point, but we will
Okay.
vote on that resolution on July 14th. And
Okay.
we appreciate you attending tonight and explaining this project to us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't, I'm not as prepared as I could have been, I guess.
No, I think you explained it probably better than I could in terms of it. You know it well, and we thank you for that.
Okay, well, have a good night.
Thank you.
Hey,
Okay, our third item is the Chestnut Mobile Gas Station. I think, is Nancy Forrest here? Yes, she is.
I am.
Welcome. And this item on the agenda is an application for GTY NY Leasing regarding the property at 1110 Violet Avenue in the East Park Business District. The applicant is seeking two area variances to increase the maximum permissible graphic and letter heights for two wall signs proposed for an existing gas station at the property. I need a motion. No, we don't need a motion here. Ask Ms. Forrest, can you explain the project to us, please?
Yes, certainly. I'm on, right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. I believe you have the drawings there. With our setbacks from the road, my client originally went to the planning board for a relaxation in the size of the letters based on their distance from both the road from the 9G side to the front of the building and from Crum Elbow to the side of the building. The code calls for 10-inch letters. I prepared drawings for them at 10 inches. And then I prepared them at 12 inches. As you can see on theirs, they are only allowed to go as high as 13 inches based on the distance from the roads. And they do have the ability to increase the logo size as well. Well, when the planning board saw them at 10 inches, what you're seeing there right now, your uppercase letters, which would be your C, your H, and your T's, are 17 inches, and the logo is 19 inches. So what my client originally wanted was much larger. So we've been compromising back and forth on what we felt looked like a normal size sign based on the distances that was not overpowering, but not so tiny. The 10-inch letters, as you can imagine, were half this size. And it just looks very unusual. It looks like someone made a mistake. That's what it looks like.
Mhm.
So I believe in their resolution, they mentioned to the zoning board that, well, basically what they said to me was, if they had the ability to give me the letter size that we want, they would, but they're not allowed, and that's why we're in front of the ZBA.
Is the picture we're looking at right now, is that the size you're proposing, the 17-inch plus
Yes.
the 19-inch? Okay.
Yes, just the C, the H, the T, and the T's are 17 inches tall.
Okay.
And the logo is 19 inches tall and 24 inches wide.
Now, there's also one on the other side of the building, I think.
That's correct.
I have no idea. They've already got
No.
pictures and aerials and everything else.
Is that the same size, the same?
Yes.
All right. Let me ask, Ms. Moss, do you have any questions or concerns on this, please?
I do not have questions or concerns other than Ms. Forrest was going to recheck all of the letter heights to make sure that they are what, in fact, the applicant desires. There was some confusion on some letter heights between the different applications or the different renderings that went to the planning board. So we just wanted to make sure that what the height of the letters of market are, even though they are within the code. And I think that's it.
Ms. Forrest, can you clarify that?
Yes, I thought we had sent that to Michael, Chad. I'm sorry about that. If you give me a second, I want to say they were 9 inches or 9.1 inches.
That's what my thought was, but it's
Yeah.
somebody said they might be 10. So I just wanted to make sure that they
No, I
were,
believe they're under 10.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other concerns, Ms. Moss?
No,
Okay. Mr. Logan, any concerns from you?
I'll just go over some of the procedure for this since it's a deviation from just a garage.
Okay.
This is going to be subject to SECRA, meaning that you would have to perform an environmental review, like you have for some of the other signs that we did at the last meeting. It would be an unlisted action under SECRA, and I prepared a resolution for you guys to consider to formally classify it. That would be the first step. It also needs to go to county planning pursuant to the general municipal law. So the resolution would formalize that as well.
Okay, and we'll,
Then there are two other things that you could do tonight if you wanted that wouldn't need the resolution. You could just do them via motion, would be to set a public hearing. And also, given the fact that the planning board has seen this and has already apparently spoken to the applicant and formed opinions on this, it might be worthwhile to refer it to them just to see if they want to write an opinion letter.
Okay.
So they could give their input to you before the next meeting.
okay, all right. So noted. Okay, Mr. Agwal, anything from you? No?
No,
Mr. Donnelly?
Nothing.
Mr. Perkins?
No, thank you.
Mr. Sleppy?
No, fine.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Forrest, that you'd like to add?
No, I believe that's it.
Okay, then I'd like to set the public hearing and refer the application to the planning board for its comment. I'd like a motion to the public for the public hearing for July 28th, 2021, and refer the application to the planning board for its comment. Could I get a motion to that effect, please? Jim, could I have a second, please? Rich? And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you. We do have a resolution to classify action and refer to DCP. And I understand we have that resolution. I would like to make a motion on that, and I will read this. Regarding the Chestnut Market signage, 1110 Violet Avenue, dated June 23rd, 2021, resolution 21-10Z-1. Whereas, now therefore be resolved that the zoning board of appeals hereby classifies the project as an unlisted action under SEQA and directs its secretary to refer the site plan to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development pursuant to section 239-M of the general municipal law. Could the secretary take, let me ask this, all in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? No opposition, the motion passed.
You need a second.
Oh,
Get it. We have a second for Mr. Perkins.
I'll second.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
all in favor? Again? Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Forrest. Appreciate your discussion tonight. It helped clarify what we're looking at.
Thank you.
Mhm. Good night.
Good night now.
We have a final issue. Is it the Utter property?
Utter.
Utter property. This is from George and Susan Utter regarding the property at 83 Reservoir Road in the Greenbelt District. The applicants are seeking an area variance to change the side yard setback from 25 to 10 feet to allow for the relocation and renovation of a garage. My understanding is nobody attending from that tonight. So we will be getting more information. Do we need to set a public hearing for this for July 28th? Could I have a motion to set a public hearing on this? Okay, John, could I have a second? Paul, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. I believe that completes everything we have on the agenda. Is there anything else that we have to discuss tonight? No? John, Patrick, anything? Ms.
Not that
Moss?
I'm aware of.
Ms. Moss, anything? Anything from you? Ms. Moss?
No.
Darn, okay. All right. I would entertain then a motion. This concludes the ZBA review of the agenda. Can I get a motion for adjournment? Jim?
Second.
Second from Mr. Perkins. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.